Thank you very much. Of course, this is about ensuring that the situation enables the government to allow anybody who's entitled to the allowance already on the virtue of attending Cabinet as a Minister of State draw down that allowance. And that's what this is about. There's a real stench of hypocrisy, though, from some speakers in this House, because Deputy Doherty stood up and argued that ministers should be reducing their salaries. But of course, Sinn Féin ministers, remember where you are in government now, in Northern Ireland, accepted a pay increase in April. During the height of the pandemic, your pay went up. So I presume Sinn Féin ministers will be marching into Stormont on Monday, and I presume you'll be rushing through legislation because you want to reduce the pay of ministers. Of course, Sinn Féin MLAs, when they didn't turn up for work, from January 2017 to October 2019, claimed €4.7 million in a closed Parliament. Of course, in 2014, BBC Spotlight investigated and reported over a 10-year period that Sinn Féin MLAs claimed £700,000 sterling for Research Services Ireland. This was a company run by two persons, also in charge of Sinn Féin's finance department in Northern Ireland. And BBC Spotlight, in their investigation, wasn't able to find any evidence whatsoever of any research being carried out. And one Sinn Féin MLA, I'm sure they got in trouble for this, but they said they'd never even heard of the company until it turned up on their expense list. And when you talk about equality, the Sinn Féin chief whip in this House receives an allowance almost twice that of the allowance paid to the whip for the Greens, Labour, Social Democrats and Solidarity People Before Profit. So I'm sure this won't make your Twitter video, but let's at least be honest. Let's at least not be hypocritical. This is a piece of legislation to set up a new department, and within that legislation, the Minister for Public Expenditure and Reform has asked that anybody who attends Cabinet as a Minister of State, as a super junior minister, that the arbitrary figure of 2 is no longer there, and therefore that others can draw down allowances. So you can use it to slur government if you wish. It's very clear, the objective here, and unfortunately you've been silent on all of the inconsistent stances that your MLAs, your elected representatives and your ministers adopt in Northern Ireland.
Minister.